Hi, if you're a regular at our channel here, you've probably seen that video where we gave you an insight into the steps that you need to take to get that carer's job that you've been eyeing or aspiring for in the United Kingdom. Now here's the concluding part of that video. Did I say concluding? Well, we're not sure how much content we're going to pack into this part, so let's see how it goes, and we'll definitely be able to tailor out everything that you need. Now, remember, your documents, your papers, your certificates, whatever you call them, need to get them tidied up. That's the first step. Now, the second step after you have all of that sorted is the IELTS test. Why did I mention the IELTS test specifically? Hello, I'm an IELTS tutor. However, what you actually need there is a proof of English proficiency. The United Kingdom, as you know, speaks English as its first language, as its official language, and it requires you, if you're planning to work in the United Kingdom, to be proficient in using English language as a medium of communication. For some countries, they are excluded from that requirement. Now, if your country is not regarded as an English-speaking country, you definitely need to write exams like the IELTS, like the PTE, or probably NARIC, so many exams like that. We'll do a separate video detailing all the pathways that you can use to prove English proficiency for the United Kingdom and for other countries that you would like to get to. But for the purpose of this video, we'll just focus on the IELTS. The IELTS is a test that is very popular. People write the IELTS. And no, if you're a Nigerian, yes, you need to write the IELTS test. If you're Ghanaian, you probably need to write the IELTS test also too. If you're from Sub-Saharan Africa, most chances are that you probably need to write the IELTS. If you're from South Asia, from the Philippines, you probably need to write the IELTS also too. Now, on this video, we'll give you a list of all the countries that are exempted from taking the IELTS or any other English proficiency exam. And I'm sorry, apologies, no, you're not among. Now, if you're writing the IELTS test, please ensure that if you're going to the UK for a carer's job, you write what we call the UKVI variant. The IELTS has different variants. It has the academic test, it has the general training test, and it has the UKVI test. And it also has the life skills or applied English test. The one that you should be writing would most likely be the UK variant of the test if you're planning to move to the UK as a carer. Please note that. The UKVI variant. I cannot start to tell you how many people have gotten a job in the UK and they were told that the IELTS that they submitted is not the required one and they had to go back and write another IELTS test. Please do not fall into that trap. The next thing that you need to do is to get a care certificate. What's a care certificate? Of course, you're planning to work as a carer in the United Kingdom. You definitely need a certificate to prove that you actually have the requisite knowledge, that you actually know about the job. Now, a lot of people tell me, but I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, and I can't get a job as a nurse or as a registered doctor in the United Kingdom, so I'd like to enter through the carer's path. Do I need to get a care certificate? Well, maybe not, but I can assure you that 85% of the employers who are probably going to be giving you a carer's job in the UK would require you to get a carer certificate irrespective of your medical background. Yes, medical experience or medical background could help you to probably reduce the requirements that you need, but a carer certificate is quite important, so just invest in it. Do some courses. They are there online. There are a lot of courses that you have online. Do some courses, get a carer certificate. Ensure that it's a certified carer's certificate. There's a body in the United Kingdom that certifies carers. It should be there. We'll give you more information on that. Now, after you get a carer certificate, the United Kingdom is not a place where certificates are so cherished or are so valued to the extent where they would ignore your experience. Get some experience, for God's sake. Now, this is where the advantage comes for people who are already nurses or probably doctors. They've had some medical experience, so they would be able to tender that and say, oh, you have some experience doing this, doing XYZ in my country. I just need a certificate to certify that I'm a good carer. But if you're the kind of person who is transitioning from probably being a banker, probably being a teacher, into being a carer, you definitely need to get some experience. So if you cannot get formal experience in an old people's home, in an assisted care facility, in an hospital, please write or request to volunteer in those places. There's so many different ways that you can get volunteering experience. For those of us who do not know what volunteering means, it probably just means working without pay. I know, right? You're planning to go to the United Kingdom to make money, so why would you work somewhere without getting money? I mean, if it's really important to you, you should be able to devote some part of your life, just a little time of your life to work without getting any pay, just to get the experience and the hands-on skills that you need to do your job well. If you're not interested in committing to this, well, I probably think you should stay back in your country. Yes, I said it. Stay back in your country. So get some volunteer experience. If you don't have any, it is critical that you do that. The next step or the next stage after this is to get your cover letter and your CV ready. Your CV is your resume. If you're using American English, you need to design a cover letter and a resume that tallies with what the UK job said or the UK work situation, work environment needs. You're not going to be going to the UK as a carer and you design a resume that is fit for a tech enthusiast or for someone who wants to work in a bank. Please get information. Go online. There's so many websites that you can go to. There's so many applications that you can use online that can give you information on how to design a resume that is tailor-made, that is tailor-fit for the carer's job that you're looking for. Do your research. Or better still, don't do any research. Just subscribe to our video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll definitely give you all the content and all the step-by-step process that you need to take to design all those documents. So what are you waiting for? Immediately after you design your resume, you design your cover letter, which is definitely in good English, no grammatical errors, no spelling errors. Please, nobody wants to employ someone with a cover letter riddled with errors. The next step, after this is probably one of the most hardest steps. It's probably the one that will take you the most time. Apply aggressively. Apply aggressively. You're probably going to spend a lot of time on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone, surfing the web, looking for different opportunities that are bound in the United Kingdom. For some of us, we already have agents who are probably going to be doing that for us. If you have the money to pay the agents, kudos to you. If you do not have the money to pay the agents, you can still get a job. In fact, you do not need anyone to walk you through this process beyond the content that you get from this video. Apply aggressively. For some people, it might take as much as 8 months. For some people, it might take as little as 2 weeks to get a very good job. Please, whatever you're doing, ensure that when you are applying, you take your time to look at the criteria needed. You take your time to look at what they are offering for the job. It is critical at this stage to do your research because everything you do here can make or break you when you get to the United Kingdom. Apply aggressively. Now, after you're done with your applications, you're probably been given an email telling you that, oh yes, we need you. We want you to come. They've probably checked all your documents and they love you. So what's the next stage? You're going to do an interview. Remember, you're in your country and they're over there in the United Kingdom. They definitely want to have a one-on-one interview with you to know if you're fit for their job. Now, this is where you're probably sitting in front of your computer. There's a camera in front of you for probably your webcam or your phone webcam, and they're asking you questions. This is where the volunteer experience that you've had in the medical facility comes into play. This is where all your English proficiency comes into play. They are going to grill you. They're going to ask you questions about the job you want to do, about what you know, about who you are. The interview stage is non-negotiable. But by the time you've gotten to the interview stage, you're most likely getting close to the end of your journey. After you do your interview, by this stage, I'm so happy for you. You're getting your offer letter and your contract. And that's your story, right? I know, right? Some of you are nodding at home right now that this is my story. Yes, it's your story. But here, you need to be very, 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 extremely careful. Your contract is a document that you must read carefully. Read in between the lines, all the dotted lines, all the I's, all the T's, read everything. You've had so many sub stories of people getting into the UK and getting a contract that tells them that you have to work for that particular employer for 5 years, for 3 years. And the only exit clause there is that if you do not plan to work for 3 years, you might probably pay a £5,000, a £7,000 exit clause. Do you have that money? You've just worked in the UK for 2 months, for 2 years. And you think you have £10,000 to pay an employer just because you do not choose to work there? For a lot of you who are nurses or doctors who plan to come into the UK through the carers part because it's easier and then work for a year and then move to your own job or move to something else, please check your contract. Those contracts sometimes are ironclad. You do not have any way out. So ensure that before you sign that contract, before you put your name or your initials or your signature on the dotted lines. Read carefully. In fact, you can even consult people. Consult a legal professional to please help you review your contract so that you know you're not enslaving yourself or you're not putting yourself in a position where you probably regret and you probably say, I should have just stayed back in Nigeria. After you check your contract and you've gotten your offer letter, well, I think that this is the time for you to start dancing a bit. However, it is not yet uhuru. Employment checks are going to come. Your employer will definitely want to do some things. This is where they will check your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, all of that. They'll check your care certificate. They'll probably even want to confirm your address. Do you live where you are? Are you the kind of person who probably would have any issues? Please, at this point, be honest. If you have a medical history that has any medical conditions, please tell them. It doesn't mean that you won't get the job. Because the UK is a quite medically advanced country, they might probably have situations or packages that might cater for all of that. This is where you need honesty as your best policy. Be honest. When your employer is doing your employment checks, please tell them everything that they need to know. One of the worst things that can happen to you is to get to the UK and your employer probably disengages you in a week or 2 weeks just because you've been dishonest when they were doing their employment checks. Please ensure you have everything sorted. Your police clearance, this is probably the time that you need to submit it. There's something called the British DBS clearance. It's also a police clearance to check for criminal activity or your criminal background. All of these are things that you need to tidy up. After this, yes. What else would remain? Sponsorship and visa. This is where they send you the almighty COS. I'm pretty sure that if you're planning to leave your country to go to the UK for a carer's visa, you heard about the COS. The COS is called the Certificate of Sponsorship. It just means that someone here in the UK, not exactly here. Well, someone in the United Kingdom is sponsoring you to get a visa, is sponsoring you to get a job. And definitely that makes your visa process an express process. Check your COS. Does this cover you and your dependents, or it covers you alone? Does it cover you with accommodation for you alone or for you and your dependents? Now, there's this particular place on your COS where you see there's a reference number, which is what they will actually use to issue you a visa, that says you're getting, it says you're getting full sponsorship. If you're getting full coverage, a full sponsorship, it means you probably would not have to have a bank statement to declare that you can probably take care or cater for yourself when you get to the UK. I'm pretty sure that if you've traveled before, you probably know there's a process where you need to declare the amount of money that you have that will be able to sustain you when you get there. If you're getting full coverage or full coverage from your employer, you probably wouldn't need this. There's some COS that would even go as far as to cover your flight, to cover your accommodation. If you do not have all of this, I think at this stage, you can easily go to the bank, borrow money to do it because you're as good as being employed already. And I'm pretty sure that wherever you're coming from, the currency in the United Kingdom will definitely probably offset whatever loan that you've collected or whatever debts that you've incurred to get this. Because at this stage, you're as good as working in the United Kingdom already. However, please ensure you have your COS in your hand before you plan to move from your country to wherever you're going to. And then finally, thank you, thank God, and thank whatever higher authority that you worship. Your flight and arrival stage is here. At this point in time, you probably sailed through all the pathways, sailed through all the hurdles that you need to get that job. I can say congratulations to you if you've gotten to this stage. If you have gotten to this stage and you get to the UK, please send us a message on Telegram, send us a message on WhatsApp, send us an email, or just comment on the chat section and tell us, oh, thank you so much for the content that you've given. It has been helpful. And if you have anyone that you want to refer to us who you know will probably benefit from this, do not hesitate to send this link to them, tell them to subscribe, and we'll be definitely here to keep on dishing out valuable content, to keep on giving you the things that you need to know to ensure that that migration journey, that migration path that you intend to take becomes an easier path for you, because that's all we are all about here at Pep Class. We're here to give you value, we're here to make your life easier, and we're here to ensure that you do not have any stress at all relating to the IELTS or to what you use the IELTS for after you're done with the test. I remain your trusted host. My name is Lanre Yusuf. Click on the notification bell to get notifications from us subscribe to our channel. And if you do want to speak to me personally, please go to the comment section and indicate there, and I'll definitely reach out to you to get clarity for all your questions that you need. I look forward to seeing you achieve so much success on your journey, and that will definitely be my own pleasure also too.